A lot of history in this ballpark for the Montana Grizzlies. We had talked about it at the Open, but Joe Glenn, last time he was in this stadium, he was coaching Northern Colorado, and they lost to the Vikings when Portland State was still a Division II program back in '91. And the Montana running backs coach, Harvey Patton, was a player for Joe at that time at Northern Colorado, and Harvey did not play in that game. He was banged up. Of course, Montana was here a couple years ago, but that game was not played here at PGE Park.
Montana likes to throw the ball up to number 2, Talmadge in this instance, 6'4" receiver against about a 5'9" cornerback there on the right side.
J.R. Waller, right side, couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and goal for Montana from the 3-yard line.
Every now and then I'm right. I didn't get that one, but little power football. And of course, when you're knocking on the door in the red zone like Montana is right here, you need to come out with 6 points. 3 points is obviously good, but to have 1st and goal from the 10 is a time when you want to cash in and get the 6 points and not the trade.
Well, this time John Talmadge is out of the ball game. Tyler Peterson split out to the right side. Now he comes in motion. Ben Wynn, the fullback. Waller, the tail. The give to JR, and he's not going to get it. Not even close. Chris Snyder's going to come on to try to put 3 more on the board. The Vikings defense holds.
And they're looking to see where the ball is marked. It's about the 1 yard line. And you're right, Chris Snyder will come into the football game.
Snyder so shaky through his first 2 or 3 weeks, but then really got things turned around at Idaho. He made 4 kicks that were over 45 yards in that game.
Well, this is a PAT here pretty much. It's what is it, a 19-yard field goal?
19-yard attempt. You got it. And Snyder got it. 3 more for Montana. 10-7. Snyder boots it through, and his consistency continues to grow.
Well, Chris has hit 7 of his last 9 going into this, so he's now hit 8 of his last 10 field goal attempts. Did not have a field goal attempt last week against Southern Utah in that 68-45 shootout. And talk about a score that blew me away when I saw the final score here. St. Mary's of California goes to Southern Utah, beats them 24-14, holds Southern Utah to 14 points. St. Mary's must have a pretty darn good rush defense.
Better than Montana's.
I'll tell you what, that impressed me.
Don't tell Mike Bresky that, but
some more scores of interest, Tom, while I got a chance. Number 5, Maine defeats Hofstra 24-17. Number 14, William and Mary, we're talking 1AA football, 30-13 over Northeastern. Youngstown State gets shut out by Western Illinois at Western Illinois, 19-zip. Youngstown now 4-4. They're out of the playoff picture unless something weird happens in that league that I don't know about. Number 2, McNeese State rolls a 47-10 winner at Sam Houston State. There's some top 25 1AA scores for you.
It's the time of the year you start to think about playoff seedings and playoff berths, and Snyder puts this one 8 yards deep into the end zone. It'll be caught and down by Nick Swanigan. And the Vikings will start at the 20-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons why Chris Snyder was an all-conference selection last year. He did that with regularity. Some more scores for you. I mentioned App Stat. There's that final we talked about, Tom. Amazing. Sac State, the Hornets, obviously with that young quarterback Lettingham doing some things right on offense. They beat Eastern Washington at home by a touchdown. And Sac State Hornets coming to Montana here in a couple weeks. NAU next week in Missoula.
Eastern Washington's been pretty poor playing at home this season. Wood gives to Muhammad, bounces it right side. The Grizzly pursuit's going to meet him at the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard that time for Muhammad, who was here last year, but his first 2 years he was at the University of California. He played for the Cal Bears, so he's a transfer.
I'm not to take anything away from Muhammad, but I think they don't give him the ball every now and then just to try to keep the defense honest and not just completely focus on number 20, Fuquay, to carry the ball. Of course, Justin Wood, he's got positive yardage this year. He's a decent ball carrier and a pretty good-sized kid, strong kid. So, and we've seen the option twice here by the Vikings.
The Grizzlies have called the timeout. Montana takes its first timeout of the first half. 10-7, Montana in control here in the second quarter. 3 wide for Justin Wood. Blitz coming. Gets it out to Jesse Levin for a pickup of about 5 yards on the play. Set up a 3rd and 6 for the Vikings, trying to come back and retake the lead or tie it if they could score on this drive. 10-7, the Grizzlies just went up in their last possession after Snyder nailed that field goal.
And Montana just called the timeout. For some reason, Adam Hogue, 50, the linebacker, sophomore from Bozeman, went out. And they replaced him with Kyle Scholl. So they went to their dime package. I don't know if it was because it was a coverage situation or Hogue had an injury or an equipment problem, but that was the timeout there.
Wood. Complete to Jesse Levin. What a catch. Hit him between the numbers, and then it slid down, and I think he ended up with it between his knees, but either way, it goes down as a reception and a first down.
Well, it looks like he dropped it, caught it, and dropped it, and then caught it again. Really pretty good coverage by the Grizzlies here. Kind of a wobbler by Wood. You see, he trapped it against his body. Nice catch. That's what you call using everything you got.
Whatever works, I guess. Levin had over 900 yards last year receiving, so he knows how to get it done. That's for sure. Fuquay got some room on the right side, gain of 9 yards.
There was that speed. Looked like he was contained, just put on the extra burst.
Late flag came in, and I believe they're going to get...
I think it's going to be a late hit, maybe. Personal foul on Montana. No, he signaled it wrong. It was a late hit, I believe. I don't want to single out any player, but I will watch it here. Handoff. And no, we're not going to be able to see it here. But you can see
referee Bruce Palmer came running over and pointed at Justin Wood and said something after he flew the flag.
So it could have been a taunting thing. Could have been a late hit. We didn't see it. It was off camera. We were watching Fuquay run around the right side. And
Trey Young came on a backside blitz. He was the only guy in the neighborhood. Could have been Trey Young.
Yep, could have been.
Hitting Wood a little bit late.
And once again, PSU, the Vikings moving the football very effectively here on this drive.
First down inside Grizzly territory, and now the Portland State Viking faithful starting to cheer, and this place is getting loud. Fuquay dances outside. He's across the 30, 25. First down yardage for the sophomore out of Ontario, California. This kid didn't become a starter until the 6th game last year, and he still went for 1,500 yards.
Excellent cut. He saw there wasn't anything there, went off right tackle, and just a straight arm there, then speed. Cornerback Vernon Smith had to drag him down, number 11.
Mike Bresky says that Fuquay is very scary at the point of attack, but if he gets into the open field, he can be downright terrifying. As we said, he's got quick feet, he's got that extra gear. We can really turn down the speed. 1st and 10 from the 23. 3 wide. The give to Muhammad. He's over the 20-yard line. Another good pickup on first down, and now the Vikings starting to establish their presence along the offensive front. Five yards on the carry for Muhammad. His stats on the night, 16 yards now on 3 attempts.
And we talked about the different look these teams have now with much more effective running games. Number 20 and number 9, even number 2 Wood even gets in the act sometimes.
Jackson split to the far side. They go up the middle though. Fuquay has another first down. Vikings rolling down the field against this Montana defense.
And good old power football. Of course, Montana, which runs most of the time, it's nickel package on defense with the 2 linebacker look and the extra defensive back, which means you're probably not quite as strong against the run as you'd like to be. Although some of those athletes are, the 6 foot, 200-pound range. They're good against the run, but not quite maybe as effective as big up front to move.
Both receivers to the far side. 2 tight ends in the ball game. Fuquay stays on the ground up the middle. Nothing doing. Andy Thompson got there first. to make the stop for Montana. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.5 for Portland State. Get a good look right there at Joel Robinson, the Mike linebacker in this defense for Mike Bresky. And Fuquay didn't have much anyways, but Andy Thompson made sure as he got him from behind.
And the PSU, in fact, looks like they can get a first down at about the 1-yard line if they can get it down there.
Yes, the sticks are up. They can definitely get a first down without scoring a touchdown.
Free play for the Vikings.
And the official's going to blow it dead. 9:25 left here in the second quarter rather.
Yeah,
10-7, Grizzlies on top.
Looked like a safety blitz that the safety just tried to get a head start on there, and
offsides, contact by the defense.
Could not catch his feet.
The distance to the goal.
Unfortunate in this situation. 5 yards is huge when you get down into the red zone, and that's what Montana will have to give up, 5 yards on the penalty.
And it was Joel Robinson who was coming
the linebacker
and lost his footing and tried to slow himself down and couldn't do it before he hit the line of scrimmage. So now 2nd and 5, and again, the Vikings could get a first down here without getting into the end zone. Ball's on the 6 and 2nd and 5. Flag on the play, the speed option to the right side, and Wood's going to get wrapped up with a very short gain. I think the man in motion started going forward a little bit too early.
I think Montana was offsides again. And I think that's the early indication. So Montana shooting himself in the foot a bit here. Back-to-back encroachment penalties. And I think that one will give them a first down. Goal from the 1. Them being Portland State Vikings.
Outside. Defense, half the distance to the goal. Still 2nd down.
Half the distance. It's not a 5-yard penalty.
Well, you were right. Montana offsides, and that's 2 times in a row now.
There you see Joe Glenn. Joe Glenn, of course, the Montana head coach, is 17-0 in the Big Sky Conference and 35-3 in his 3rd season in Montana.
The Grizzlies in danger of falling behind in this game. Power backfield. It's Hester Muhammad and Fuquay, and Fuquay close to the first down. It's going to be close. I don't think he has it, but he's going to be close.
I think he's about a yard away. Nice surge by the Montana defensive front. And oftentimes in this situation, you see everybody go up the middle, and the back quarterback just kind of walks around the end. Might be an option opportunity. I think they've run that 3 times now, the Portland State Vikings, and a couple times effectively. One time it didn't work. Again, with the stacked backfield, they have a tight end, Tim Hester, back there, along with Muhammad and Fuquay. Fuquay gets the call, stretches, no signal, 6 points. There it is. Great effort by Fuquay. He just reached over. Of course, it's the point of the football. And from our vantage point, we could not tell. We're at the 40-yard line, so we're about 60 yards away from the touchdown. Touchdown number 7 on the year for Fuquay rushing. Here you see it. Just good second effort. Dangerous in that when you hold the ball out like that, it could get popped out, but the Vikings take the lead on that touchdown.
And the extra point is good. 14-10, Vikings on top by virtue of their star sophomore, number 20, Ryan Fuquay. 14-10, Portland State on top. Kickoff is underway. Levander Seegers.
Another flag down.
Fielded the return. He takes it up just over the 15, and like you said, Dave, another piece of yellow on the field, and that's going to be against Montana. Back him up. There it is, initial signal from our referee. Bruce Palmer is a block in the back, and the Grizzlies in a little bit of trouble here, down 14-10, and now starting with bad field position.
When you look at the scoring drive, and I'm not sure if the guys put it up yet, they're probably working on the graphics now, but when you're eating up 5.5 minutes in a scoring drive, that's what you want to do. You want to keep the ball away from whoever
Illegal
you're
block
playing. In
in
this
the
case,
back
of course,
during your
Montana.
turn against the return team.
Here you
Half
get
the
Bruce
distance
Palmer.
from the spot of the foul.
Montana
First
once
down.
again with very poor field position. Field position so huge in determining what you can call offensively. You got to be more conservative down here because the turnover is a killer down there.
The fans here in Portland have been hungry for this game since last year when Montana beat the Vikings up in Missoula. And boy, would they love to stop the Grizzlies' attack again right now. Screen play to J.R. Waller. His blocking kind of fell apart in front of him. He's not going to pick up more than a couple of yards on the play. Good stop. Once again, there's this Viking defense. And in talking to Montana offensive coordinator Billy Cockhill this week, he said that this Viking defense is running to the ball better than they ever have. They've got better speed on defense, and as a group, they're tackling and running better, and they've shown that so far tonight.
Well, that's almost like a running play. It's a good, safe call. You're hoping the back can break it out, give you a little field position. Montana running down the play clock here. They better get this off. They're going to get another penalty.
5 seconds on the play clock. Edwards gets it off.
They did.
Across the middle to number 1, LV. Seegers takes a big hit, then got over the 20-yard line. But Seegers was lit up.
Well, and that was a good hit, but also Levander Seegers had slowed down, so he was pretty much set up on the play. And I think it was number 40.
It was Brett Donnerberg. Grizzlies go up the middle and not much doing on first down. Waller, the carry.
And you might remember about 2 or 3 series ago for Montana offensively, 26, Jelani Harrison got hit hard on a really nice play, first down rush, and we haven't seen him back in the game since. Not sure what his status is, but he has not returned since leaving the game after that big hit.
Man in motion is Levander Seegers. Edwards with time. Out to Connor Malloy, his tight end. Malloy carries tacklers up close to first down yardage, and he's got a first down. Sophomore out of Helena comes up with a big play as the Grizzlies trying to get out of their side of the field and start to win back the field position battle.
Montana going to the no-huddle offense. Connor Malloy, 6'5", 250. He's a load to bring down in the open field.
He's a great athlete. 2 tight ends again for Montana. Waller. Gain of 3. Ben Wynn leading the way again.
It almost looked like Portland State on the right side of the D-line had jumped there. No flag, however. Montana staying in that no-huddle offense, trying to keep the PSU defense a little off balance and, have their own scoring drive of their own. Montana with 1 touchdown so far today.
Here comes the blitz. Edwards eludes the pressure. And now he's bottled up, but he'll gain 3 yards on the play. And a good job of getting away as the blitz was coming from the right side. The cornerback snuck up. Nick Swanigan was coming. Edwards felt that more than he saw it. Was able to get out of the way, but now another third down. 3rd and 5, and here comes the noise from the Viking fan club here at PG Park. 4 wide, John Edwards coming this way. Levander Seegers has got it, and he's got a first down.
And like I said earlier, he's just hard to bring down because he's so strong. And, of course, his quickness doesn't hurt him any. That's a quick hitter. And if you're a defensive back in that kind of coverage, there's just almost nothing you can do to stop a quick hitting pass like that if it's thrown right, the timing's right.
Seegers 3 catches on the night, 27 yards. That one was for a first down. Willie Walden and Connor Malloy in the ball game. 2 tight ends set. Big hole left side on the cutback for JR.
Big hole is right. I don't know who was the lead block there, but I think I might have had a chance through that hole, at least a brief chance.
Let's not get carried away.
Okay, you're right. J.R. Waller, though, showing a good burst and good enough for first down yardage, as a matter of fact.
Your son could have gotten through it.
Oh, yeah, he can run. Yeah, I should.
They had a big win last night.
Congratulations, Hellgate. high school got a big win last night. Congratulations to the Knights. They needed that one. We all needed that one.
Edwards comes, same play that we saw 2 plays ago to Seegers on the left side. Flags coming in late. Looks like a face mask call.
And I think the face mask call, I think they're going to get a hold or maybe an illegal block. Connor Malloy, once again, you're that lead blocker. The guy turns on you. It's a fine line. Yep, block in the back is what they call it, and it's just tough because you're in such a bad position. And we'll see here, and there the defensive back turns around. Connor, really, his momentum carried him into the play. It was a good call by the official. There it was.
That's a tough one when your own volition.
Above the waist, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the
Montana was really had a pretty nice drive going here. Still does, of course, but that slows them down a little. Still in the no-huddle mode. John Edwards, as usual, the Billings product at QB for Montana.
So Malloy's momentum backs the Grizzlies up now, and it's 1st and 15 in the draw to Waller. And he's not going to get much that time, the Viking front. Bottled him up. Kevin Haston made the initial hit.
.37 tackles on the season. Haston, Montana's gone to Levander Seegers 2 or 3 times in that quick hitch. Maybe they're trying to set something up down here on that. Let's keep an eye on that one. May happen sooner or later.
Little stop and go move.
Yep.
Edwards comes this way, and Dave Guffey called it, but Seegers ran it in, and Edwards threw the ball to the outside. The safety came over to help that time, but that's exactly what it was. It was a stop and go.
And that's what you hope. You hope the safety doesn't read this, and the receiver reacts on where the DB goes. And Edwards and Seegers weren't on the same page there. I'm not sure if Levander could have got to that one. Anyway, nice coverage by the free safety, the strong safety, excuse me, Jamal Abdullah, a redshirt freshman from Tacoma.
It's now a big 3rd down. 3rd and 14. PGE Park's getting loud again. Split backs. Seegers is double covered. Edwards has got nowhere to go. Right side, he can run up towards the 40, but he's still going to be shy of 3rd down yardage as he had some green in front of him, but it collapsed quickly as the Vikings regrouped. Edwards was looking left the whole way for Levander Seegers, but double coverage, and then he had to run for his life.
And he had Waller in the flat over here, but he was going the opposite side of the field. That's a dangerous pass to throw across the field. Montana, once again, forced to punt.
3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half. Here comes Mark Spencer trying to drop one inside the 10-yard line to back up the Vikings. Fielded at the 10-yard line and brought up to the 13 by Steve Shinnon, and that's where the Vikings will take over. Portland State on top, 14-10, late second quarter. Well, after 27 minutes of play, the Montana win streak is definitely in jeopardy here in Portland. 14-10, the Vikings on top, and they have the ball as they look to extend their lead. Option out to the right side. Fuquay bobbles it, then gets it back, but he's not going to get much. Adam Hogue on the tackle.
And boy, that's a scary play to run that close to your end zone by Portland State. Of course, number 20, if he turns that corner, who knows what happens, but Wood with a little kind of a high pitch there. And if I'm the Montana defense, I'm sure keying on 20 and not 2. And what you want to try to do is turn him inside to maybe cut some of that speed down, but Fuquay never had a chance to get going there. I knew I'd say Fuqua once. That's the way you pronounced it last year.
His name has changed.
Yes.
Depends who you ask is what we were told. Trey Young coming on a blitz. Wood gets it off complete out to Jackson, and Antonio Jackson up over the 15-yard line where it'll be 3rd down and 7. Let's take a look at the second trivia question tonight. Don Adson, Ford Grizzly Trivia. In the years that Don Reed coached Portland State, his teams played the Grizzlies 9 times. What was his win-loss record against the Grizz?
In Montana calling timeout, they want to prevent this 3rd down conversion by Portland State, get the ball back in decent field position if they can stop them right now. And okay, there's a trivia. Let me see. Okay.
You got it?
No, I don't have it, but I do remember. I think he might have lost the first one at home, like 17-3, that he played against him, but he didn't lose a lot more.
He lost 6 of them, 3 and 6 against the
Ouch.
Grizz when he was at Portland State.
Oh, it was I was okay. My bad.
You didn't understand the question, did you?
No, I did not. I was thinking when he was at Montana, because I know Pokey Allen, the former coach, he was a former Grizz assistant coach, Missoula guy, and lost Pokey a few years back to cancer. Great person, coached here, knew him really well. He really turned his program around when he came here, and he brought a team into Missoula and knocked off the Grizzlies, which doesn't happen very often in Washington Grizzly Stadium. That's the game I was thinking of when Don Reed was the head coach of Montana. So thanks for covering for me there,
no
Tom.
problem, no problem. Third and long. 3 wide, Muhammad and Fuquay. And split eye. Wood has time. Complete to Jackson. First down. Up close to the 30-yard line. Well, coming up at halftime, don't go away. We're going to have local news for you. We're going to send it back to Montana for local news update. Plus, we'll have a look at all the first half highlights and statistics. That's coming up at the half. So stay with us.
Boy,
and you and I will go get something to eat.
That sounds good to me. Justin Wood doesn't look like a guy who's thrown 9 interceptions and 6 touchdown passes. Looked very sharp this evening. Don't know what his numbers are. 9 for 12, which is 75%, 98 yards and a touchdown. Those are good numbers for Wood.
He's had time to throw the ball. Play fake. Again, Wood has time. Going deep down the right seam, and he overshot Jay Williams, who earlier scored a touchdown.
He threw that ball from the 20-yard line. The receiver was about on the 28, so there's your basic 50-some yard pass, and he had too much juice on it. But you got to like this call. Let's go for a big play. Decent field position. Really pretty good time. 1:40 until halftime. But Justin Wood aired it out there.
Our next telecast comes up in 2 weeks. Join us live in Missoula as the Sacramento State Hornets will come to Washington Grizz to take on these Montana Grizzlies. That game takes place Saturday the 9th at noon. We'll have that one for you.
And, of course, Sacramento
live.
State victorious today.
Trey Young on a blitz, and he got him. Didn't get a whole lot of Justin Wood, but it was enough. The Buck Buchanan Award candidate, Trey Young, makes his presence felt for the first time tonight. 7th
sack of the season for Trey Young, the senior Buchanan Award candidate, as you said, Tom, from San Diego, California. And his folks are here. His dad, Ed, travels all over the country from San Diego to watch his son play. Great effort by Trey. Speed play. And Justin, for once, Wood, the quarterback, did not have a lot of time because he's had a good time. 1:28, Tom, and in Montana, I'm sure after this, it's another third down at the conversion attempt by PSU. They've been pretty successful so far tonight. Very successful, actually 5 for 7, and that'll win you some football games. That third down efficiency and, of course, field position, I think, and are two of the unsung magical statistics, if you will. They're crucial.
Well, and that we've seen, except on that last play, Justin Wood has had all day to throw the football.
He really has, and that's because you just got to play the run on us too. You can't just go all out rush. You've got to wait and see if number 20's got the football.
It's been a nice balance so far from the Vikings. 3 wide on 3rd and long. 1:28 to go in the first half with the Vikings up 14-10. Wood gonna get brought down from behind. He had time initially, and then the pocket collapsed.
A little extracurricular activity going down here at the 40-yard line with a couple of Grizz defensive backs and a PSU wide receiver. And that's, if you want to throw the ball 50, 40 yards downfield, you almost have to have too much time. Justin Wood ran out of it. Guess who? Lance Spencer, the redshirt freshman from Malta, just gets better and better. And as he gets stronger and bigger, well, he's just going to be a great one, I think, because he can run.
He's going to be scary. He's good now, and he's still real young. Seegers, not going to get a chance to field this punt. Takes a sideways bounce and goes out of bounds to the 45-yard line. So with 35 seconds left, that's plenty of time for John Edwards to complete a couple passes and get into range for a Chris Snyder field goal attempt.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got in our bag of tricks? We got the halfback pass. We've got, one that
How about the double pass?
Where they were working on the double pass. One they were working on is a pass back to Edwards. Edwards, has a kind of a backwards pass, and I'm trying to think of who throws that one. I know they tried Levander, that didn't work. I think it was Dane Oliver or Tate Hancock, but you might see one of those, or you might see, just a quick hitter to see what can happen. PSU does not have enough players on the field, so they call a quick timeout.
We'll keep it right here. Vikings take a timeout. Want to say hi to all the stations across Montana that are watching our broadcast tonight. KPAX-TV in Missoula, KAJ in Kalispell, KRTV in Great Falls, KXLF in Butte, folks in Helena watch on KXLH, KBZK in Bozeman, and of course KTVQ, Q2 up in Billings.
We don't have the only Big Sky Conference game of pretty big proportions. Montana State at Northern Arizona is a biggie. Northern Arizona needs to win that football game. 2-2 now in the league, and of course Montana State thumped Weber last week. They're 1-1. Weber State at Idaho State. I don't know if Weber State can win at Idaho State. Here's a score, early score. I'm really not trying to make myself sound good. Idaho State leading that game 21-0, 14:55 in the third. Early score from Northern Arizona. Montana State with a 3-0 lead with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. And of course we gave you that final. Sac State wins at Eastern Washington 48-41.
So 35 seconds left for the Grizzlies to try to get some points on the board. 4 wide. Edwards going for John Talmadge, who's wide open. Down to the 25-yard line, and big John Talmadge makes another big play.
Well, the leading receiver for the Grizzlies as far as touchdown catches entered the game with 4, and at 6'4", it gives you that big target. And, Montana, of course, burned those first downs to try to have this exact opportunity. So now it's definitely hurry-up offense time.
No timeouts left for Montana. Edwards spikes the ball. That'll set up a 2nd and 10.
And
Talmadge just found the seam and sat down between coverage, and that was an easy throw for Edwards to make.
You get past the corner, and oftentimes the corner 10, 12 yards deep, and then you get in between him and the safety. This is usually the best area because that middle is usually clogged up by that free safety. And John Edwards, a nice pass.
Jamal Abdullah came over a little bit late that time and enabled Talmadge to get the reception and set up the Grizzlies for a shot at the end zone. Same formation. He wants Talmadge again, and he's got John Talmadge inside the 15 and a first down.
We got 22 seconds to go until halftime. The Grizz knocking on the door. And how many times do you say to yourself, well, why didn't they do this earlier? Well, because you got a different pass rush, you got different coverage, you guys are playing 15, 20 yards back in the old prevent defense, and it gives you more opportunities.
No doubt the Vikings will start to tighten the screws right now, though, with 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Waller in the backfield. Flags on the play.
And as you see the flag in the play, the official stop play. 5 receivers out for Montana in different areas of the football field. And got to think this is some type of procedure call on the Grizzlies.
Clock to 22 seconds. Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That'll back Montana up to their own, to the 21-yard line.
Frankly, in this situation, that doesn't hurt you that much. It gives you a little more running room, gives you a little more open space. Montana, of course, in the hurry-up offense, you tend to make mistakes maybe a little easier because you're trying to rush, get plays going.
The ball is set, and it's marked. And now another whistle. Well, both the officials in the backfield and our referee, Bruce Palmer, were looking at each other, and there was some confusion before that ball was even set.
See, Tom, you just, about, 10 minutes ago, you said, boy, this game's really moving fast.
I did, didn't I?
And it was, because both teams like to run the football, and I'm not. The official is indicating for someone to, I don't know if it's the band, I don't know what it is, to indicate stop playing, doing whatever you're doing, and must have worked, because we're playing here again.
We're playing football now.
Yes, we are.
22 seconds left, and this is serious football for Montana. And another flag. Boy, this is getting old.
Well, I do hear the band playing now that I think about it, but I don't think that's the penalty.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty.
It's going to be another procedure against the Grizzlies.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty.
Didn't see
Still first
anybody
down.
start. Now, oftentimes, if you got two guys in motion, they'll call that a procedure penalty. I'm going to look for number 2, Talmadge, deep, just to use that height. Edwards, of course, needs the time to pull that off. He's lined up wide right.
He's got time, goes over to Big John, who goes up. Complete, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. More importantly, 18 ticks left now. Grizzlies back up just inside the 20-yard line.
Now, this is where you really have to be careful, because you don't want to blow a field goal opportunity. You know, you're at the 19, so you're talking a 36-yard field goal from right here. So if you're Montana, what you want to do, whatever you want to do, if you catch the ball, either get out of bounds or get down so the Grizzlies can spike the ball, stop the clock, and try a field goal.
Edwards wants the jump ball with John Talmadge. Almost a one-handed catch, incomplete.
And Talmadge looking at the official, that's Bob Holloway, who also is a basketball official, looking at Bob going, Bob, was that not interference? Almost a great catch by Talmadge. Edwards put this pretty much where it had to be. John, here it is, go up and get it. And I just looked like pretty good coverage into a crowd there.
Nick Swan again on the coverage. He's only 5'9", Talmadge 6'4". That's the matchup the Grizzlies
That's what you want.
And they've got it again.
13 seconds till halftime.
I say go back to Big John right here. No, across the middle, Dane Oliver. Down to the 1-yard line, ball pops out. They mark him down at the 1. But now Montana's got to get up and spike the ball.
So they've got the first down. And what do you do here? You need to spike it, or maybe even quarterback sneak. But then, if you quarterback sneak, you're out of time.
Oh, they're going to spike this one and talk about it. No doubt.
Yep. And 3 seconds, you've got to kick a field goal. If you try to get it in there and you don't, you have no points.
Big play from Dane Oliver.
It really was. And
I don't see Chris Snyder coming out yet.
Dane, of course, back in his home state of Monmouth. He's from Monmouth, Oregon. And you can't say it's a play of the game because you're in the first half of the game, but this could be a biggie right here for the Montana Grizzlies.
And boy, oh boy, this place is getting loud now. Both Grizz fans and Viking fans rather, on their feet.
Option.
John Edwards, quarterback sneak. No signal. They're not going to give it to him. Stopped. 14-10 is the halftime score, and this place is going nuts. The Grizzlies roll the dice, and they lose the gamble. 0-0's on the clock, and it's 14-10. The Hornets are fired up. What a momentum turner that was.
And Montana rolled the dice, and from up here, it looked like Edwards was darn close, but once again, we're from the 40-yard line. Here you see the replay. You call it at home.
That's too tough to tell.
Yeah, you can't tell from here. We'd have to see a camera shot from the side. Like I said, he was close, but the official all over it. Montana took a gamble, and they take a 4-point deficit here at halftime.
14-10. We're going to send it back for some local news. We'll be back with the first half stats and highlights after this. At the break, Vikings on top, 14-10.